Has quick thinking ever saved your life? When I was 4, my mom took my sister and I on a road trip and had been driving for a few hours when we stopped at a gas station. While she was filling up our car, a man I'd never seen before came up to her, and I opened the window a bit to hear what they were saying. He told her, "I hate to see a single mother traveling alone. Do you want me to follow you, just to make sure you're safe?" My mom just smiled and told him it was okay, and he honestly seemed annoyed. He asked again, but she told him it was fine. A few hours later, we pulled over again, and the same guy came walking up to her. He told her he was just checking on us, but while he was standing there, the wind was blowing his jacket. I could see the gun he was hiding on his waist. And when my mom got back in the car, I told her what I saw. She told me she saw it too, and I could tell something was wrong. I think she was just trying to stay calm so my sister and I wouldn't start to worry, but told me to hold the steering wheel. She started writing something on a piece of paper, and we pulled over again at the next gas station. She literally ran inside and then came back out to keep driving. Turns out, she wrote down what hotel we were staying at, gave the cashier some money, and asked him to call them and have the police waiting there for us. The man was still following us, and when we got to the hotel, she rushed us inside. The manager was waiting and told us to go to our room. The same man apparently showed up right after us and asked if his wife and kids had checked in yet. He asked for a key, and when he gave it to him, he was ready to walk into our room. However, the key he had was actually to a different room, and when he walked in, the police were waiting inside. This guy was actually a convicted stalker and was arrested on the spot.
In a quiet village, a poor farmer lived with his little son. One morning, while working in the field, the farmer noticed a small sparrow struggling to fly. Its wing was injured. The farmer gently picked up the bird and took it home. His son watched curiously and asked, "Papa, will it survive?" The farmer smiled. "Let's care for it. Every life matters." Days passed. The boy fed the bird, and the farmer patched its little wing. They talked to it, laughed with it, and slowly the sparrow grew stronger. One sunny morning, the sparrow tried to fly. It flapped its wings and soared into the sky. The boy clapped with joy. "Papa, it's free!" The farmer nodded and said, "Yes, freedom comes to those who are patient and cared for." That evening, the farmer and his son sat outside. The boy whispered, "I want to help everyone, Papa, just like we helped the sparrow." The farmer hugged him tightly and said, "Kindness and patience will always make you stronger than wealth. Even small acts of love and care can change lives." In a peaceful village, there lived a farmer with his wife and 2 small children. They were not rich, but they lived with honesty and hope. Every day before sunrise, the farmer walked to his fields. The soil was dry and the work was heavy. Still, he believed that patience was stronger than any problem. At home, his children watched him quietly. Sometimes they saw him tired, sometimes worried, but they never heard him complain. One year, the rain did not come on time. The crops failed. Many farmers in the village lost hope. That night, the farmer sat outside his small house, staring at the sky. His son came close and asked, "Papa, will everything be okay?" The farmer placed his hand on the child's head and said, "Yes, my son, as long as we keep trying." The next day, he started again. He repaired his tools, learned better farming methods, and worked harder than before. Days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into months. Finally, dark clouds filled the sky. Rain poured over the fields. The land slowly came back to life. When harvest time arrived, the farmer's fields were full of golden crops. His children ran through the fields, laughing with joy. The farmer looked at the sky and smiled. He knew that hope, hard work, and patience never fail. Years later, his children grew up strong and wise, carrying their father's lesson in their hearts. Hope and hard work always lead to a brighter tomorrow. Like, subscribe. A random kid started calling me Mom, and I couldn't stop crying. I couldn't find a babysitter yesterday, so I just brought my 3 kids to the gym with me so I could run on the track while I watched them. They sat and played with the other kids, and when I'd run by them, they'd all start yelling at me and waving. They did this every time I passed and every time I'd smile and wave back at them. Then I noticed another boy was sitting near them. He looked about 3 and I had never seen him before. He started waving at me too. Every time I passed by, I had no idea who he was, but he joined in yelling, "Hi, Mommy!" when I ran by them. Eventually, my kids got bored and started doing something else, but the same boy was still sitting there. He yelled hi and waved every time I ran by, and he just looked so happy when I waved back. I was just hoping his actual mom wasn't going to come and get weirded out that he was calling me Mommy, but nobody did. And when I went down to get my kids, the guy came up to me. He thanked me for making the boy smile and told me he was with a group of foster kids. He told me he had lost his mom, and he wanted to join when he saw my kids waving to me on the track. He thanked me for waving back, and smiling because for at least 20 minutes, he got to pretend he had a mom again. I told my kids my eyes were just watering after.